Hi everyone. Today in this video I am going to explain the proof of Lagrange's interpolation formula. So to prove this, let us move towards the whiteboard. Lagrange's interpolation formula. So first write down statement: if y naught is equal to f of x naught, comma, y1 is equal to f of x1, comma, y2 is equal to f of x2, comma, continue in the same way, yn is equal to f of xn. Be a set of values of an unknown function y is equal to f of x corresponding to the values corresponding to the values x is equal to x naught, comma, x1, comma, x2, and so on up to xn. Not necessarily at, this is very important, not necessarily at equal intervals. Then y is equal to f of x, and this is equal to x minus x naught, sorry, x minus x1 into x minus x2 into x minus x3 dash 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 x minus xn divided by x naught minus x1 into x naught minus x2 into x naught minus x3 into dash 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 last term x naught minus xn bracket complete into y naught. This is first term plus. Now write down the second term. Here we can write x minus x naught. Then x minus x1 you can leave. You can write directly x minus x2, x minus x3, dash 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 dash, x minus xn, divided by. So in numerator x1 is absent, so denominator starts with x1. So that is x1 minus x0. You do not write x1 minus x1 because x1 minus x1 is equal to 0. So next term is x1 minus x2. Next x1 minus x3, dash 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 dash, x1 minus xn into y1. Next plus. Similarly, you can write third term, that is x minus x0, x minus x1. In third term, you do not write x minus x2. You can write directly x minus x3, dash 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 dash, x minus xn, divided by. So here x3 is absent means denominator starts with, x2 is absent means denominator starts with x2, x2 minus x0. Then x2 minus x1. Then x2 minus x3. You are not supposed to write x2 minus x2 because it is 0. So I have left that x2 minus x3. Continuing x2 minus x4 and so on up to x2 minus xn. Bracket complete. Total outside you will get y2. And continuing in the same way, at last you will get plus. In last term, xn absent. So here I will write that is x minus x0 into x minus x1. Continuing in the same way, x minus x2, x minus x3 and so on up to, you can write x minus xn minus 1 because in last term xn is absent, divided by. So xn is absent means now denominator starts with xn only, that is xn minus x0. Next xn minus x1. Similarly xn minus x2, xn minus x3 and so on up to xn minus xn minus 1, and outside you can write it as yn. Okay, first let us understand the statement. If y0 is equal to f of x0 and so on to yn is equal to f of xn, be a set of values of an unknown function y is equal to f of x corresponding to the values of x is equal to x0 and so on up to xn. Remember, not necessarily at equal intervals. So this is very important. Not necessarily at equal intervals. In case of NFIF and NBIF, we are using equal intervals. So in case of Lagrange's interpolation formula, the values of x need not be in equal intervals. They may be differ. So now in the statement, in first numerator, in the first term, if you see here, the term x0 is absent. The term x0 is absent. That is, actually I have tried x minus x0 first term, but I have not written. Then second term x minus x1, x minus x2 and so on to x minus xn. But the term which is absent, the same thing in denominator starts with x0 only. You can see in each bracket start with x0 only. The term which is absent in numerator. Similarly, in second term, x1 is absent. here actually x minus x1 is absent, you can see. This term is absent. X minus x0, x minus x2, so on to x minus xn means the term x1 is absent, but the denominator starts with x1 only. You can see the denominator, each bracket start with x1 only, the term which is absent in numerator. Now in third term, the term x2 is absent. You can see x minus x0, x minus x1, x minus x3, x minus x2 is absent, and the term and denominator starts with, each bracket starts with x2 only. Means the term which is absent in numerator, denominator, in denominator each bracket starts with x2. That is the term which is absent in numerator. In the same way, in last case, xn is absent and the denominator starts with xn only. This is xn minus x0, xn minus x1 and so up to xn minus xn minus 1. Means in case of Lagrange's interpolation formula, in first term x0 is absent but the denominator starts with x0 only. In second term x1 is absent, in numerator x1 is absent, and in denominator first term is x1 only. In third term, in numerator x2 is absent but in denominator each bracket starts with x2 only. Similarly, in at last xn is absent in numerator but in denominator each bracket starts with xn only. The term which is absent in numerator, in denominator each bracket start with the term which is absent in numerator. So this is called Lagrange's interpolation formula. Solution or proof. Let us consider y is equal to f of x is equal to a0 into x minus x0 into x minus x1, x minus x1 into x minus x2, continuing in the same way x minus xn plus a1 into x minus x0 into x minus x2. x1 term is absent here. So on up to x minus xn plus next a2 into bracket x minus x0 x minus x1. Now here do not write x2 term, directly you can write x3 term, x minus x3, and similarly x minus x4, x minus x5 and so on up to x minus xn plus dash 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 last term plus an into bracket. In last term xn term is absent, so x minus x0, x minus x1, x minus x2 and so on up to x minus, I will write only xn minus 1 because in last term xn get absent. So this is the equation where a0, a1, a2 dash 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 up to an are constants to be found. Are constants to be found. To be found. Let us say this is equation number 1. So please remember, in this equation, in first term x0 is absent, in second term x1 is absent, in third term x2 is absent, and similarly in last term xn is absent. Now to prove this, let us put first value, that is put x is equal to x0 in equation 1. Put x is equal to x0 in equation 1. We get f of x0. Left hand side we have f of x and substitute the value for x is equal to x0, so that we get f of x0. Now a0 as it is into bracket. Now in this case you have to substitute the value for x is equal to x0 in each bracket, that is x is equal to x0, and here also x is equal to x0 in first term. So then you will get x0 minus x1, x0 minus x1 into x0 minus x2, continuing x0 minus x3, so on up to at last x0 minus xn, plus. Now similarly, if you substitute x is equal to x0 here, if you substitute x is equal to x0 here, this x0 minus x0 is equal to 0. So each equation contains x minus x0. So if you put x is equal to x0, then the remaining terms will be 0 at last. Now LHS we can also write it as, so f of x0 we can write it as y0 is equal to, write down the same term, that is a0 into bracket x0 minus x1, so on up to x0 minus xn. This is right hand side. Now transpose this x0 minus x1 to x0 minus xn to the left hand side. So in RHS we are left with only a0. This is equal to, if you transpose to the right hand side, what you will get, this is y0 divided by x0 minus x1, x0 minus x2, and so on up to x0 minus xn, x0 minus xn. So this is the first value of a0. Now put x is equal to, put x is equal to x1 in equation 1. In equation 1, f of x1 is equal to, in first term if you substitute x is equal to x1, this x1 minus x1 you will get 0. Except second term, in second term you can put x is equal to x1, so that you will get x1 minus x0, x1 minus x2, and so on to x1 minus xn. So I will write that is a1 into bracket x1 minus x0, x1 minus x2, continue in the same way at last x1 minus xn. Similarly, if you substitute the value for x1 in third term, the second value is equal to x minus x1. So if you put x is equal to x1, this value is equal to 0. Similarly, each bracket has x1, x minus x1, except second term, each term has x minus x1. I will mark it by circle. So this is x minus x1, this is also x minus x1, and this is also x minus x1, except second term. In the second term, we don't have the term containing x minus x1 is absent. So here we can write only second term. So remaining terms are equal to 0, 0 plus 0 plus 0 and continue. So this f of x1, you can also write it as y1. That implies a1 is equal to, I will write directly, transpose all this right hand side term to the left hand side, and then you will get y1 divided by x minus x naught, sorry, x1 minus x naught, x1 minus x2, continuing in the same way, x1 minus xn. So this is the value of a1. Similarly, put x is equal to x2. Put x is equal to x2 in equation 1. In equation 1, we get, I'll write directly, that is a2 is equal to y2 divided by x2 minus x naught. Sorry, here we can substitute the value for x is equal to x2, and then you will get, that is y2 divided by x2 minus x naught, x2 minus x1. The term x2 minus is absent, so here you can write directly x2 minus x3. Continue in the same way, at last you will get x2 minus xn. So this is the value for a0. Similarly, continue in the same way, at last put x is equal to xn in equation 1. In equation 1, what we get, I will write directly, that is an is equal to yn divided by that is xn term is absent in last one, so that is xn minus x naught. Starts with xn only, the term which is absent, xn minus x1. Continue in the same way, xn minus xn minus 1. We cannot write the last term, that is xn minus xn, because it will be 0. Substituting all these values in equation 1. Substituting all these values in equation 1, we get the required solution, that is y is equal to f of x. Just you have to substitute the value for a0 in equation 1. So this is a0. So you have to substitute the value for a0. This value you have to substitute in first equation. So you will get the new term y0 divided by x0 minus x1, x0 minus x2, x0 minus xn. If you see the statement, you will get this is y naught divided by this is x naught minus xn divided by this is the value for a naught, and this term x minus x1 to x minus xn which lies in equation 1. So in this way, substitute the values for a naught, a1, a2 and so on up to an in equation 1. You will get directly the statement which is the required Lagrange's interpolation formula.